We always encourage folks to change your clock, change your battery, and that includes both your smoke detector and in your carbon monoxide detector.
Both of them, and both are important to have. Smoke detectors you've talked about for years. In recent years, it's been the carbon monoxide too.
Right, absolutely. Carbon monoxide is known as the silent killer because you don't smell it, you don't taste it usually inside the house. So it's very easily for that to accumulate from faulty gas appliances or a furnace, and you quickly become overcome and pass out. And if you don't know that carbon monoxide is there, you may not wake up.
Well, and again, it's like having a smoke detector, an easy thing to install and put up there, but they can't help you if it doesn't work.
Exactly. And most of the time, smoke detectors these days especially are usually hardwired into the home. They're on the home electric with a battery backup. So it's important that you check that battery to make sure that functions, because obviously, and as we've seen here recently with weather, power has a tendency to go out sometimes. So you'll lose that electric source, but you still want to make sure you have that battery backup.
Just makes a lot of sense this time when you're doing the clocks to just change that battery, because you never know. You don't want to forget.
No, and it's easy enough. You think you're changing your clock twice a year, so that's a great time for you then to check the battery backup on your detectors.
And changing a battery on a detector is easy.
Oh, absolutely. If the example here, the detector is mounted on the wall or the ceiling, you simply take it down. This particular model is hinged so that it opens like this, and your battery's right here. You can pull the battery out and replace it, and then close the detector back up, and it goes right back up. So literally within 30 seconds and a 9-volt battery, you've taken care of the task.
30 seconds. The other thing is, a lot of us will be tempted to take the battery out when we're cooking on the stove and all of a sudden something burns, and you take it out because you're tired of having it go off.
Yeah, it really is a smoke detector. It's not a, hey, dinner's ready, come and get it detector. So you want to make sure that if you do remove that battery, if it is going off, and most detectors nowadays, when the battery is getting low, it will chirp intermittently as an alert to let you know that. But anytime you remove a battery from this detector, you've essentially rendered it useless. So you want to make sure you get that battery back in there. The other thing we want to point out to folks too is that on all detectors, there is a date of manufacture that's on there. In some cases, if you have a slide out tray for the battery, the date may be inside there, but most detectors these days, after 7 to 10 years, those detectors need to be replaced. So as you're replacing that battery, you want to make sure that you check for the date of manufacture and make sure that it's still within its service life.
So 10 years.
7 to 10 years. 7 is kind of on the early side, and there may actually be a manufacturer's recommended replacement date on there, but we're advising folks within a 7 to 10 year time frame, those detectors need to be replaced.
Chief, talk about the importance of having a smoke detector, because some of us just take it for granted that we have one. It's one thing to have a working one. It's one thing to have not even have one at all and kind of decide, I'll get one someday.
Absolutely. I mean, this really is kind of the front line of defense for the fire department, because it serves as an early warning sign for residents, and especially in the evening when they may be sleeping. It will detect a level of smoke, a level of air quality that will sound an alarm and allow folks then to wake up and exit the home in case there is a problem. Same with your CO detector. It detects a level of carbon monoxide in the air and then sounds an alarm and enables you to get out of the house. We always encourage folks, whenever you hear this, you need to, number one, you need to have a plan. Mm-hmm. So your family needs to understand, if they hear this detector go off, they know exactly where they should go and where they should meet outside the house. That way they know everybody got out of the house okay, so that when we pull up, mom or dad or whoever can let us know everybody's out of the house, we're all right here. But really the importance of a smoke detector in a home these days can't be overstated. They really come as standard issue, if you will, in new construction because of the fire code. Mm-hmm. But it really, a lot of times the homes that we see are older homes, older construction, where you do have a lot of wood construction. And folks have either installed a battery operated detector, or in some cases the home has been retrofitted with those that are hardwired. But in any case, they're going to have a battery backup, and those batteries need to be checked and replaced.
You hate to hear the stories of where you've dealt with a home fire and there was a fatality and there wasn't a working smoke detector.
Absolutely. Most of these detectors you can buy at any of the major home improvement stores or the big box stores. They're not that expensive. It's really inexpensive peace of mind for you and your family.